James speaks directly to you. This isn't vague at all. He's telling you exactly what you're going to get if you open up this email. He's telling you the payoff. So this leads me to my next thing. Start with the end in mind. Tell people exactly what the result will be when they open it. When you open an email from a colleague, you usually have a pretty good idea of what you're going to expect from them. It could be, thank you for this document, here's a report requested, anything like that. However, in this case, if it's a generic one, yeah, I use this word very carefully, generic, because it's going out to thousands of people. For example, Texpresso, Musk will drop OpenAI if offer it remains a non-profit. You can see there that this is a piece of news. You've got to know about the payoff. Now, I happen to be in tech, and things like Texpresso and Marketing Brew are very specific for this reason. They apply to my business interests. I keep on top of this stuff so you don't have to. In the meantime, back in the other world, you're looking at all this, and you're going, oh, what do I do first? I'm going to delete this. I don't need to know anything generic about that. I spoke to Tim the other day. That can go, and delete it. Okay? And that's what you get instead. So, what else can you do? Obviously, you can make sure that you stand out by using emojis. You can also make sure you stand out by personalization. And one of the key things here, if you notice, none of these are personalized to me. So we're missing a trick there. You immediately say, Natalie, is Charlie really confident they can beat the US militarily? Or Natalie, are you getting what you want? 3, 2, 1. That's more likely to get me to open because it means they know me. Going into promotions, which, oh God, is this even worse? I'm just seeing if anyone is currently bothering to say my name in here as well. Nope, absolute nope. Just Park, Visual Capitalist, I definitely need to get a better brand of marketeers going into my inbox. However, going back here, what you are noticing again is frequent use of emojis. This one, for example, is really simple. In fact, the shorter and sharper your subject lines are, the more likely they are to be opened. So the Motley Fool one here, the 11:59 deadline, are you coming? There's only a few hours left. That's brilliant for conveying urgency, especially with an event. And Motley Fool, to be fair to them, is really good at urgency. For those who are wondering, they're stock market traders, and they keep an eye on it because they do write brilliant emails. The other bit of your subject line, apart from personalization and standing out, keeping it short and to the point, is this bit. This is your preview line. Okay, so whenever you write your email, you want to look first at your subject line and make sure that's exactly what people are going to get, and then you can elaborate on it with your preview line. So you can see this gives you a very nice contrast. Are you coming? There's only a few hours left. Unlimited emails, powerful and easy to use marketing. Now this admittedly is a sponsored ad, and that is something you can actually use to boost a campaign in Google. If you know that you're going to be sending out a campaign in the next few hours via email, you can then use the Google trick to basically boost it up the rankings. So don't discount it. Going back to this though, the elaboration of the preview, if the subject line tells you immediately when you're going to get out the email, the preview line will tell you what you're going to read. So you can see here how I turn 80% of my audience into customers from James Kemp. Now that's compelling because if you're sitting there going, I need more customers. How can I up my conversion rate? James is your man. And then he goes in conversational style. Back in the day, you could get £50 book calls from Facebook. That immediately gets your attention. He's showing you he knows what he talks about, that you're going to enjoy the narrative, and that you're going to have an outcome. So taking those all together, what do? You start by writing down where you're going to send people. That's your call to action and why they should go there. That, in essence, is your subject line. And then you write it and rewrite it. Now, there's a few other tricks you can use here. You can use AI, but please bear in mind what people want is a connection. So make sure it's conversational, and at the end of the day, it has to sound like you. Having said that, AI is brilliant for brainstorming. So you can put the original payoff, the original, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to send them, into AI and say, come out with 10 subject lines, and AI will do it. So that helps a lot. Another thing you can do is subjectline.com, which is a subject line checker, and that goes over the best practices for subject line. It's free of charge. You have to sign up. Again, someone has to make money somewhere, but it is really good for saying this is short, it's crisp, it's concise. It's like you've got 81%. This is like to get opened. However, at the end of the day, remember it doesn't matter if it doesn't resonate with your audience. You are the greatest judge of subject lines, and you're the one that needs to know how it's working. So this is my final tip for today. Go back and look at what worked in the past. Go and check out your greatest hits. If you've been doing this for over 6 months, you already accumulated a huge number of subject lines you know are successful. So go and riff off them. Reuse them. That's really important because hopefully you are adding people to your audience all the time. And as you do, they're not going to have seen the last email. They're not going to remember the last subject line. You can reuse it for them. So I hope all this helps today. Go and enjoy those tips. And let's see if you can push that open rate a bit higher. Natalie from WCS over and out.